Well, it's me again. Today we have a mess here, boys. Only thing holding this on is the socket, the 25 pin. Come in with twist ties holding most of it together. I can see why. If you pan this way and you zoom on down, you can see that these slots he's got it in aren't quite cutting it. So he's shipped this thing over with everything zip tied in place. So right now I'm just documenting the mess, how it was put together, and we're going to do a better job. This is unsatisfactory on so many levels. No shielded wires. It's a mess. Looks like a first timer. This thing was bought on eBay Marketplace. The guy that bought it working. He went over and seen it work and bought the computer right down to the table it was tied to. And when he got it home and it was all put together, nothing worked. So he sent it to me, and he wanted it updated to use a USB interface instead of a line printer port. Yeah, and so I said I could do that, and so now that's what we're going to do. Yeah, he came with him. I had him send one stepper motor so I could see what was going on. They were nice enough to label the individual drivers. So I have to remember that when I stick them back in. They aren't going to be mounted the way they are now. The fan, the way this thing is set up, really doesn't do much. It just blows kind of across this way. It has this cabinet has no doors. It doesn't flow air any one direction. It's got so many vent holes on the other side that flow control, if you needed to flow over something that was important, it wouldn't do. And we're going to make some changes to that. And we're going to use the same sockets on this side over here that he had coming in, because they're nice. They're screwed together, and those are a nice set. So we're going to reuse those. We are going to use some shielded wire, and we're going to do some tricks so we can cut at least one wire out of this mess. Actually, we'll cut it off the top side. What we're going to do is we're going to horseshoe the ground, and we're just going to run positive controls for step and direction. But anyway, I don't know what they knew over there when they tried to diagnose it, but apparently whatever they knew wasn't working. So here it is, and here I am. And so I guess it's time to get started. It's got 3 switches on the front, only one works, only one's wired to anything. The others just fill holes. What this cabinet was for in its early life, I got no idea. But it's way bigger than it really needs to be. But I intend on going back and filling this over with 1/8 inch aluminum on these vents, so I can actually get some flow control for that fan. So I can actually have it exit out the hole in the front. And make some sense of the way the wiring goes, so I don't induce noise from the VFD into the motion circuits. So I'm going to separate those out in a good way. And that's it for this. I will see you when this thing is apart and I'm starting to go back together. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, this was the insulator screwed to the bottom of the breakout board. These were the insulators holding it up off of that fan grill, and this is the case ground. Yes, believe it or not, that is the case ground going back to 250 volts. Yes, that's 250 volts in. He's using the computer plug. Holy cow. The stepper drivers and such. Excuse me. I'm inside today. Got the air conditioning blowing into the garage, so it's tolerable in here. And actually, it's pretty good. I've had it cooling down the drywall in here all night. And so now I'm marking these out. I'm going to use 2 pieces of what I have on hand. I have a piece of 6-inch wide that was 8 foot long. That when I bought my 8-foot sheet, I had to cut it into 6-inch wide pieces for a project I was doing at the time. And I have this on hand. I'm going to use 2 of these, and I'll put them side by side. And what they will do is that the chassis that was sent is full of holes, and I want to kind of channel the air over these instead of have the air just go wherever, because there was also no doors on this chassis. It didn't come with any doors, so I want to get the airflow managed to where it blows across the VFD and all 3 stepper drivers. And on the stepper drivers, I am putting those in. What did I do with my tools for that? I just set up the camera, doggone it. And anyway, I'm using transfer punches to mark these holes. And the transfer punch pretty much centers inside. It's a little better than using just a straight punch. Straight center punch. And I'm also making mounting holes on the ends outside of where this thing will sit that will go into the case itself, and I will have a strip of metal going across here on each end to keep these aligned. I was going to weld these together, but I need a tank of straight argon, and I don't have that right now. I have the argon mix for welding steel. So I'm just going to do this for today and get my argon tank sometime this week, and then when I have that, I'll go and run a bead and stabilize them up better than they will with screws. So do it that way. But this gets the ball rolling, which I need to do. And I will be marking for 3 sets with a 1-inch separator. Then when we get out this way, I will have the breakout box right here, or the breakout board, and then the VFD on the outside end. I don't want them too close to each other. I'm trying to avoid interference, and everything's going in one box. So after I get these drilled, I will get back with you. Some of you are going to ask why I left these wires on out here. These go to the stepper, and I left the ends on the other end onto the plugs. That way I know which coil is which without having to go and track it down. Just an easy way to do it. And I left all the labels on here because this guy had them all labeled X, Y, and Z. So I left them on the same axes. I did notice that when I pull this apart, that all the switches, only 2 matched. One was set oddball. I think somebody was trying to see if that would make a difference for setting the current, and none of them were on 5 amps, which is what the stepper motor says it'll use. So I might set it on 4.5 just to be conservative and preserve the steppers, because you really won't notice the difference between 4.5 and 5 amps. Motors run a little cooler, extend its life a little bit. And these cut the current in half, so that'll come to 2 1/4, and they'll be a little cooler when they're stopped in braking. The next thing I got to put on is the breakout board, which I'm going to put right here, and get this all nice and close. So I have all 3 drivers and getting ready to do the breakout board. Breakout board, I'm just going to make a paper template because that's a little more tender than these, and I don't want to mess it up. It's got outside circuit boards where everything here is enclosed in the case. And that's it for this session for today. Thank you for stopping by, and come again, you'll start seeing the rest of this thing come together. And it's little by little. It's hot out here. Even though I got the AC running, I'm close to the door into this garage, and the door is quite toasty. I can feel the one side radiate on me. Yeah, I could probably get another fan to help swirl it around a little bit and make it a little nicer, but it's good enough for the length of time that I'll be working on these daily. Oklahoma ain't for everybody. Anyway, good day, people.